Hey everybody, this is Allie Edwards, and what I wanted to do was jump on here and show you a little bit about how I am getting started in my December daily album. Many of you guys know, for 2021, many of you guys know that I like to do some foundation pages, which I always view those essentially as setting me up for success in terms of leading my storytelling a little bit, right? And I wanted to talk about a little bit about my process and a little bit about what I'm doing at this point in time. And so what you're going to see here is I almost always start by getting out the products, getting out the things that I have from past years, looking at the things that I've ordered for this year, and then starting to identify specifically the products that invite stories, right? Like lots of the products that we have are great for supporting stories, but some of them are really specific for inviting stories, whether they are prompts or they're numbers or lots of different things. So let's flip through just kind of what I have in here right now. And side note, my album may end up looking a little bit different than it does right now. These are just some of the things that I have identified right now as things that I want to have in here. May look a little bit different later on, and I think probably what I'm going to do is just build on this video. So this video is going to be simply a look at where I'm at right now, and then I can add on to it as I go along here kind of behind the scenes. So again, I have all the products out. This guy, I always love these envelopes, so I have that sitting in there first off. I think that I'm probably going to start with this vellum sheet. This is one of the larger from the vellum pack. It's such a lovely sentiment. If it's not going to be like the first page, it'll probably be in here as a page. For my reason why this year, I'm going to use the background, one of the sheets of pattern paper, and then I'm using one of these canvas pockets here. And you can see that I've actually already stamped. The stamp is, this is one of the stamps that we offered this year, and it is actually right here. So I'm starting with that on these. I haven't written in my actual reason why yet, but this is me just starting out. And I temporarily adhered this with just some rolling adhesive, but I'm going to use a red line tape to hold it in place. So this will be my reason why page. For me this year, I'm embracing simple and I'm cultivating joy. Those are the two things that that I want to focus on, not just in the album itself, but how we approach December, how we live through December. What you'll see here is that I've got, like, this is the back of this sheet of pattern paper, right? So this will be, most likely be a full page photo. I'll do a full page photo here. This will be day one. And I think my story for day one, I'm going to use one of these large tags, will be 10 things I'm looking forward to this season. Now I attached this tag using the little attacher stickers there. So I've got those in place, and I've got a little bit of ribbon through the top. I haven't stapled that. That's usually what I do here. But I'm leaving it open because I'm not sure exactly what I want to put on the back yet. This allows me, again, some structure and some flexibility, which is what I love. So on the 1st of December, this is the story that I will tell, right? What are 10 things that I'm looking forward to this holiday season? And so I'll be able to line them all out on there, and then I'll pair that with a photo. Probably some kind of photo around the house. Usually by the 1st of December, we have our tree up, our lights are up, and those kinds of things. Then on the back, what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this one, so that is story, what was that? That was story number 1 or number 2, depending on, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. You could just count your stories, right? It doesn't have to be December 1st, December 2nd. It can be 25 stories. It can be really what you want it to be. So one of the things I know that I do want to do is on this stamp set, there's a bunch of ing words. And so this tag, the back of this tag has a bunch of empty spaces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the ing words off of here, and I'm going to stamp them on here, and then I'm going to tell those little stories. So that was actually something that I was going to do right now. So let's go ahead and stamp this. You can see how I have this temporarily placed in here. And I liked the idea that it would be simple joys with my number 3, but it doesn't have to be. And then you can see with the number 3 there, I have punched holes in that big felt 3 using this We Are Memory Keepers hole punch here. And then adhered one of the canvas word phrases on top. But what I'm going to do next, let's go ahead, let's stamp on here. So ing words on this stamp set: shopping, caroling, wrapping, enjoying, giving, savoring, gathering, making, eating, celebrating, missing you, remembering, sending, listening, loathing, loving. So I'm going to use some of those. I think I'll do listening first. And I'm just going to use these as little titles on here, right? They can just be in those spaces right there. I'm going to do a test because I'd like to do a test. So I'm going to add them right into the top part there. So listening. Loving. I'm gonna do slowing down. I know that's one that I want to add on there, partly because that is part of my reason why this year. So what are ways that I can slow down? Simple, right? Simple joys, but slowing down is part of that. So in a time where it can be super busy and crazy, I want to focus on what are some of the ways that we can simplify and slow down. Eating, it's a good one. All right, so for now what I'm going to do is just set this back in here. I will most likely put some sort of a title on here. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it'll be, you know, one of these guys, something like that. Maybe one of these hearts. That would be a really fun and easy thing to put on there. I'm going to see, what do I got here? Something from the main kit though, probably. I also love these little felt stars, which are similar to that. I mean, that would be something really simple to add on there, but potentially one of these hearts. So something will go on there. Then I have one of the page protectors in here. So I've got, again, spots for the something 4x4, so could be photos, right? 2x4 photos. I've got the embracing card and the 4x6, and then the calm and bright. Those are both from the main kit. On the back, I have making a list, so whatever's on the front, right, will be repeated on the back. Another sheet of the vellum. This has one of the chipboard pieces from the main kit there. Thinking that I can do, you know, circle photos and or some sort of circle journaling spots. I think that the stickers from the main kit could go on there too, or on the back. Options for those. You can also place more embellishments in here. This one might get moved around, right? It's not necessarily story 4. It's just these are some of the things that I'm starting with again, right? Like looking for things that can hold stories. So I've got that. This one I need to punch holes in. So this is another one of those canvas pockets, and what I'm doing with this one is I'm adding in some of the tags mixed with these shaker tags. And when I actually come to tell the story on this day, I might add in other things. I might add in some photos on here. So it isn't set in stone in terms of what's going to be on here, but I love the idea that I can do some journaling on there, maybe another one for journaling and or maybe some photos, or this gets paired with a full page photo. And part of what I haven't done on this one is you can see that I have not punched the holes yet in the paper. We sized the paper to the size of these larger albums this year, but I don't know yet if it's going to be on this side or if it's going to be on this side. So that's why I haven't actually punched the holes yet there. I know that I want to use this guy right here. This is one of the die cut pages, December Moments, with 4 different spots on there. I feel like a lot of the things that I'm really gravitating toward this year are ones that have spots for journaling. Some of the pattern papers are set up like that too. Those are some of the things that I'm definitely picking out right now. This guy right here, this is a full page, transparent page. And I just cut down a 12 by 12 transparency. It's a plain one, but I'm pretty sure this is from the main kit, that I want to do a page that is all see-through like this, but is just using these 3 circles. So maybe this will be 2 photos that will be placed inside there, or 1 photo and some other journaling, or it'll be paired with a large photo on the other side. Again, not exactly sure yet what that's going to look like, but definitely wanting to keep that in there. So this is a good example of setting foundation pages up in a way that gives you flexibility, right? You're using a little bit of creativity in terms of you're looking ahead, right? And you're thinking, okay, this is a product I probably want to use in here, but you're not having to commit completely to it just yet. So those are the things that I've added in so far. I think there's another journaling card here. I also have, I'm pretty sure that I want to do one of these 2 by 2 6 by 8 page protectors. So I'm going to move that up here somewhere else so that we can see it inside. Figure out a way to keep these guys tucked in there. They don't have an actual spot yet. But this is one of those 2 by 2. So adding some things in here, could be photos, could be like the hearts. There's some, I love how these hearts turn out super fun. So that could be a whole, it could be a whole page of hearts inside those pockets. Lots of the embellishments that we have fit inside of a 2 by 2 pocket like this. And I love that with these albums, with these bigger albums, you can still add in the other 6 by 8 sizes or other sizes too, like little houses could go inside there, lots of things like that. So definitely know I want that in there. A couple of the other things that I'm looking at right now, one of them is, well, let's talk a little bit about a couple things. One is I love the idea of taking one of these 3 by 8 pages like this and then doing, either having these be stitched on here or staple them together, where this is creating a page, and then inside each of these could be a photo, it could be a little journaling spot. These are things that I can work on later on. I think I could probably add a third one of those. I know there's more of those. Let's see, let's grab another one of those. Even like this, you can use these together. That would look really cool too. These are let's see, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, look at that. That's even the perfect size, almost the perfect size. It'll be a little bit smaller. That set has some of the 3 by 4 and 4 by 4 overlays in it too. Kind of like the idea of doing all 3 of these. So with this, I'm probably going to run it through the sewing machine and stitch down across like a zigzag stitch. And what I'll do is I'll just put a little tape on each one of these that I can then pull off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it with all. I'm trying to decide what page size I want. Do I want this to be the full one? I think I'm going to go just with these 2 and actually just take out the red and use the green with those. These can also, the other ones can also be used on the back, but this will give me a little bit of variety in the page size. So I think that that's probably what I'm going to do. Let's see if this one has a thing on it. I might have already pulled it off. Is stitch these on the sewing machine. So if you don't have a sewing machine, you can totally do something similar with staples, or you could hand stitch these together. You could tape them. Lots of different options for ways that these could come together.